All of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Clouds and rain expected throughout the day. Meteorologist Brittany Ward joins us with the latest check on the forecast this morning. Brittany, a lot of folks didn't have to rely on their alarms to go off.
Yeah, I'm one of those folks. I was woken up this morning from those rumbles of thunder. Also saw some flashes of lightning. But the good news is, Mark, we are going to get a bit of a break in the precipitation as we head through the afternoon. But it will be returning to the area as we head through your Friday night. So satellite and radar is showing you the last few hours. We did have some light sprinkles make their way across much of the area. Does look like we are starting to dry out, though. Here in the nation's capital, actually starting to see some peaks of sunshine at this hour. And then further off to the west, out towards the Allegheny Mountains along I-81 there, just south of Luray, you guys are still holding on to some light drizzle, and that will be the trend as we head through the rest of the day today. Satellite and radar are showing you we do have a boundary just sagging south of the district. This will continue to sag as we head through the rest of your afternoon into your evening. This could potentially spark up a few more thunderstorms as we head into your Friday night. But back off to the west, our friends in the Midwest still holding on to some showers and storms. A few locations right now are under a severe thunderstorm watch as you head further off to the west. Now, temperature wise here in the nation's capital, we have started to warm up from this morning. Overall, a warm day will be in store across much of the area. We're seeing those temperatures out towards Hagerstown sitting in the lower 60s, lower 70s, though, as you head closer to the district. Further south out towards central Virginia, Fredericksburg, Virginia, your highs today could actually get into the lower 80s. Fredericksburg, Virginia coming in at 78 degrees. So what to expect as we head through the rest of your day today? We could start to see those winds on the lighter side, breezy conditions as we head through the next couple of hours, but we'll start to see those winds begin to lighten up. The rest of your evening not looking bad, still going to be holding on to the clouds with the chances of showers and storms returning as we head into your evening. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of this forecast, Mark, and what to expect coming up.
All right, Brittany, thank you. An update on the stock market. Asian stocks are entering a third day of unsteadiness this afternoon. Well, those stocks falling several days after President Trump imposed new tariffs. The South Korean stock market falling almost 2%. One of Japan's largest indexes falling just over 4%. Meantime, here at home, Wall Street seeing its largest drop since 2020, right after the COVID-19 pandemic was announced. A family-owned business in Prince George's County called Linen World closing down after almost 40 years in business, blaming the new tariffs. They sell bedding and other household goods like towels and comforters and kitchen curtains, bath mats and washcloths. The store owner says that those tariffs would force them to significantly raise their prices if they kept their doors open, adding the decision to close was difficult.
Been in Fort Washington for 42, 44 years. Okay, they've always been top-notch quality products.
It's going to be a challenge for us, but we're proud of what we were able to accomplish.
Hey, the owner telling us they are planning to close for good in a couple of weeks after they sell all the merchandise. Well, the impacts of the tariffs now being seen across the country. Car manufacturer Stellantis stopping work at a plant in Canada and another in Mexico because of the change. The company is saying that tariffs are causing around 900 U.S. workers to be temporarily laid off. The company also manufactures brands like Jeep and Ram. They say it plans to monitor the situation to determine if further action is needed. Well, we are here to help you stretch your dollar after a stock market crash. Now, gold might be your next investment. Gold hit an all-time high this week, reaching a staggering record of over $3,100. That's about 40% higher than a year ago. This is the strongest quarter for gold since 1986, partly due to fears around the president's tariffs, which have triggered instability. Gold traders say that it then leaves investors to feel anxious about the economy and look to safe haven assets. Unlike stocks or bonds, gold doesn't pay any dividends or interest and doesn't generate any ongoing returns.
Whether you're selling gold or buying gold, it's a good investment. And same thing holds for gold jewelry. When you own a piece of gold jewelry, you own gold. So unlike a used car that will depreciate over 10 years and be worth nothing, gold jewelry is always worth the gold.
Oh, these investors are also not just buying up gold, jewelry, coins, or bars, but also they're pouring their money into gold exchange traded funds. This allows people to invest in gold without physically owning it. Well, according to a new report, it shows that the federal government is leading job cuts across the sectors. Now, this as a new round of buyout notices goes out to federal employees. Our Candace Cole joins us in the studio with more.
A new report by career transition firm Challenger Gray and Christmas shows federal job cuts are up 672% from this time last year, largely due to the Department of Government Efficiency dramatically downsizing government agencies. In March alone, the report says over 216,000 federal and government contract jobs were cut. The total so far for the year is just under 280,000. Now, this comes as the Trump administration is sending another round of buyout offers ahead of even more anticipated layoffs. As first reported in the Washington Post, staff working for the General Services Administration and the Departments of Energy, Agriculture, Transportation, and Defense all received offers earlier this week to quit their jobs now and be paid through September. Those agencies are expected to lay off half of their employees. The renewed offer comes as even more federal cuts happened this week at the Department of Health and Human Services, where over 10,000 people lost their jobs. Now, those federal employees who received the offer letter will have from April 7th to April 18th to respond. In the studio, Candace Cole, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Candace. Well, TikTok's China-based owners have until Saturday to sell to an American buyer or again be banned in the U.S. But the Trump administration promises a deal to keep the app running is in the works. Amazon is one of the latest U.S. companies to throw its bid in the buy of the app from the parent company ByteDance. Details on a possible deal are limited. The president says that he'd be willing to reduce tariffs on China if they sell the app, and he's leaving the door open to another extension on the required sale. Well, developing now in the district, neighbors shaken up after a stabbing in Northeast, leaving 6 people injured. Police say that it happened in the Trinidad neighborhood in the intersection of Montello Avenue and Miggs Place just before 3:30 yesterday. Police say that they arrived on scene less than a minute after getting the call. Police say that the suspect was in an altered mental state from an unknown substance. Police Chief Pamela Smith calling the seemingly random stabbing spree senseless. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg has more.
This neighborhood is known for its history of violence and crime, but this particularly is just really random and not foreseen.
A seemingly random stabbing spree sent chills through the Trinidad neighborhood Thursday afternoon.
While walking down the street, the individual began stabbing himself and then stabbed a female acquaintance who was also with him.
Police Chief Pamela Smith says the suspect then stabbed 3 women on Miggs Place. One of them, a grandmother in her 70s, protecting her granddaughters as they were getting into a car. Her walker left on the street.
This lady didn't just mind her business, and she just daily walk up and down the street. I'm just not understanding why somebody would, do something like that to them, and I'm just, I'm overwhelmed because we see these people every day, like I said.
2 Good Samaritans tried to intervene and stop the man.
This is Trinidad. We don't play. We take care of our own, and we're very blessed that this person's just off the street right now.
Even though we're grateful for their intervention, we would ask that individuals who see incidents such as this to not intervene, because these 2 individuals, although Good Samaritans, were also stabbed.
This knife was recovered just a few feet away from the suspect, believed to be what he used in the stabbing spree. Smith says it highlights the need for assistance.
We want to make sure that individuals who are suffering from any type of substance abuse or any altered state of mind, we want to make sure that they get the appropriate support and help.
And that was Daniel Hamburg reporting. All 6 victims are expected to be okay. Police say the suspect underwent surgery after the attack. With new details on recent vandalism to Teslas across the district, police say that a man and a woman have turned themselves in after allegedly writing political messages on the cars. Justin and Emily Fisher are accused of defacing 6 Teslas with what police are calling political hate speech. Those messages popping up on Teslas across the city as Tesla founder Elon Musk's influence grows in the federal government. The suspects allegedly writing on the windshield of one car, "Go Doge. I support Musk killing the Department of Education." The 2 are facing several counts of defacing property. Well, Metro Transit police say that serious crime is down on trains and buses. Police say from January to March, serious crime reached its lowest since 2018. Officials say that there have been nearly 3 crimes per 1 million trips taken. MTPD says it's working hard to keep Metro safe with additional security on buses and trains, while also continuing fare evasion efforts. All right, well, take a look at this surreal-looking new video. Mars looking like it's out of orbit. The giant inflatable rolling down D.C. streets at the Kennedy Center yesterday afternoon. Now, there were several other inflatables outside of the Kennedy Center representing the planets, and it seems that Mars got blown away by the wind. Well, right now, the Kennedy Center is hosting Earth to Space, aimed at celebrating sparking conversation about the marvels of the universe. And check this out. A bald eagle here in Northern Virginia is heading home. It had been grounded in Loudoun County receiving rehab so it could finally fly away. When Animal Services found the eagle 3 weeks ago, it had a fracture, lead poisoning, and it also could not fly. But the team at the Blue Ridge Wildlife Center nursed it back to health, and the eagle was released back into the wild earlier this week. Well, happening this weekend, be prepared for road closures in D.C. as thousands of runners hit the streets for the 10-mile Cherry Blossom Run. It takes place Sunday morning. Road closures are going to be in place at 6. That includes Memorial Bridge at Memorial Circle, Main Avenue from I-395 westbound to Independence Avenue southwest, and Theodore Roosevelt Bridge ramp to Ohio Drive northwest. Officials say that streets are expected to be reopened at noon. For those traveling to the run, officials recommend using Metro. Metro trains are opening 2 hours early, starting at Saturday morning at 5.